Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Valley. That is episode 8. Let's get right into this.
Janet's getting passed this entire summer because she is pregnant. Pregnancy doesn't make you conniving and shady and whatever. That was there before she was pregnant, but now she has an excuse to get away with it.
All right, so the episode starts with Brittany and Jax. They were arguing a little bit, then Jax goes to shower with his son, and Brittany then FaceTimes her mom. She tells her about the date night that they finally had, which it was nice to go on a date, but the conversation about a second child and the bar was not great. Brittany's mom is not thrilled at all about this bar. She thinks that it could really ruin a marriage, so we'll see what happens when the bar opens. They're supposed to have a soft launch in 11 days, but it's a mess. So let's see if they are able to get it open by then. So then we see my favorite couple, Nia and Danny. They were walking down the street with their twins on a stroller. They got a phone call from Janet. Janet is having a hibachi dinner, so she's inviting everyone. Everyone except Kristen, and the camera actually panned to Kristen in her house trying her lizard's food. That's crazy. Janet is telling her husband that Kristen is an agent of chaos, so she's not ready to invite her to the events. So then we see Kristen. She goes to a little wine and cheese and crackers type of place, and she meets Jasmine there. So they sit, they eat, and then Jasmine says to Kristen, "I'm glad that you invited me because I was talking to Jax, who told me that you told him that Michelle was talking to some guy on the side. The story is that Michelle had an emotional affair with a man." Kristen says that she knows about this for sure, but it was actually Jax who told her. They even showed an unseen footage of Jax insinuating this affair or whatever it is, and then Kristen shows a text message of Jax telling her not to say anything, so it proves that Jax is the originator of the rumor and he found out through Brittany. So it's not like Kristen just brought this up out of nowhere. It was told to her. Jasmine is now confused. She says to Kristen, "You both are all crazy," and very similar, but I think this definitely helped Kristen's case. So then later, it is time for Janet's outdoor hibachi dinner. As I said earlier, Kristen was not invited, and Jesse said something about him taking her out of the group chat. So they begin the food, they liked it, they were all joking and chatting, but Brittany took some shot of something, some type of alcohol, and she felt horrible. Her stomach hurt, she felt nauseous, she just couldn't be there, so she tells Jax that she has to go. He got mad about this and says, "Yeah, of course your stomach hurts. You're drinking. You're drinking." So she had to get an Uber and she leaves. Jax, he stayed there though. So then there's another surprise. There's a game. So all the people get a dry erase board and a marker. There's going to be a question that is asked and the couples have to answer it. And if they both get the same answer, they get a point. So these questions were fun, like how long do y'all last? Where did y'all meet? It was really funny. The couples all were having fun answering these questions. But oh my gosh, the passive aggressive answers from Jesse and Michelle were crazy. The last question is, if the couples could pick a third person for a threesome, who would it be? Jax chose Jasmine. Of course, Jesse chose Nia. And then Danny, he was a good husband. He chose no one. And it was kind of wild. Also, at the end, they made Jesse go on a leash and Michelle dragged him around. I don't know what that was about, but it was definitely a fun little get together. The next day, Zach goes to see Kristen. So Kristen has a t-shirt business and she's very passionate about it. She's going to have some sort of rebrand. She's going to host an event for this where she's going to be showing her new supplies that she's going to be coming out with. As far as who she's going to invite, she doesn't know about Janet because Janet didn't invite her yesterday to the hibachi dinner, even though she didn't do anything to her. Zach, who I used to think he was annoying when the show began, but it's kind of starting to like him. He actually was very correct. He said, you should just invite her and let her see if she wants to come or not. He even said that, Janet didn't invite Kristen last night because she says Kristen is messy. And while that is true, Janet is messy too. But because she's pregnant, she kind of gets away with it. But again, he suggests that Just don't be petty like her. Invite her, and if she wants to come, she'll come. Okay, moving along, we see Jesse and Michelle. And child, these scenes are painful to watch. Jesse it looks like he's truly trying to make some progress to better himself and save this marriage. He's gonna go to some retreat that the marriage life coach suggested, so he's packing. But my gosh, Michelle is just killing this man's self-esteem. She says, "Your biggest obstacle is yourself, and I want you to change your personality in this retreat." Oh my. Okay, that was crazy. But yeah, so I think it's like one day he's going away. She even said in her confessional that she thinks that this retreat is BS. But I'm like, well, if you're approaching everything thinking it's BS, you just don't want there to be progress. That's what I think. Okay, then it is time for a self-defense class by Nia. On the way to the class, Brittany and Jasmine rode together, and Jasmine tells her about her recent meetup with Kristen, and that Kristen told her that it was Jax and Brittany who first knew about Michelle's texting. So then they get there, and Nia was so excited, but this morning, Michelle and Janet decided not to come because of Kristen, which I could maybe understand from Michelle, maybe, but you, Janet, she talked about, oh, when I saw that you invited Kristen, it gave me anxiety. Gargon. But anyway, Nia is a professional and she is teaching them all of these great defense techniques. I actually feel like people should take these self-defense classes. I think they can be very useful. So they got the little workout in. So then when they're done, Nia thanks everyone for coming. She says that she wishes everyone could have came. And Kristen says, well, I'm sorry, but thank you for inviting me. And Nia says, yeah, of course, I wanted you here. Jasmine then says that Kristen should talk to Michelle, and Kristen's like, I want to be the peacemaker. So then Brittany jumps in and says, well, you don't want to be the peacemaker because you told Jasmine that I knew about Michelle's drama. I haven't said anything, so don't bring me up in this crap. Kristen's like, no, I said that your husband told me. He told me that you told him. So then everyone kind of just tells Kristen that she needs to fix things with the group, and she's just like, yeah, okay. So then it is time for Kristen's collection event. Zach was really helping her set up everything. They're going to be gifting things to people. It's outside. She wanted it to be like friends and family vibes so people can bring their kids. Zach says, did you invite Michelle and Janet? And Kristen says, no, I didn't. I decided not to. So then people start to arrive. And let me just say, these people that live in the valley are interesting. So we quickly go over to Jax and Brittany's house. Brittany was on the phone with Janet. Now Janet is going to have a baby moon trip with friends to Big Bear. And yet again, she's inviting everyone except Kristen. And she's not inviting Zach either. Then Brittany is trying to talk to Jax after she gets off the phone with Janet. But he's on his phone, and she snatches it from him and says, I'm talking to you, get off your phone. And Jack says, I have 3 businesses to run, I got things to do. And Brittany says, not by yourself, I'm doing as much work as you are. Jackson says, well, I don't give a F about Kristen. I don't want to stop what I'm doing to talk about that. Who cares? I have businesses. Oh my gosh. But to be fair, when you are talking to someone and they're on their phone, it is extremely disrespectful and annoying. So I understand Brittany. So then they all get along to Kristen's event. She had a tattoo art. Why do they keep having all these tattoo artists everywhere? Jax was throwing shade about what this rebrand was about. Brittany spoke. She then speaks to Zach, and she tells him that, Janet did find out about this event and she found out that she wasn't invited. And Zach says, yeah, I know. I told Kristen to invite her, but she didn't want to. So that's where Brittany says, well, she needs to try harder to, fix things because Janet is having a baby moon and she's not going to invite Kristen. But wait, Zach in that moment realizes that he himself wasn't invited. So he's like, oh, wait a minute. She didn't invite me? The group then gathers in a circle towards the end of the event, and then Jax addresses the whole group to say that Kristen is not invited to this Big Bear trip, and Zach isn't either. Man, Zach starts to cry. He's in tears because he's like, I didn't do anything to her. And that was the end of the episode. That's all we got for this episode. It was a good episode. Like I said, that little get-together at Janet's house was really fun and entertaining. But listen, let me tell you something. They're clearly trying to ice out Kristen, not the group, which... Again, even though I don't like Michelle or Jesse at all, I could even give them a pass as to why they don't want Kristen around. But for Janet to be like taking a situation that has nothing to do with her and making it into a big deal by like, oh, I'm not inviting her, and then she gets mad that Kristen didn't invite her back. It's a mess. And I've always, from day one, I thought Janet is messy. I think there's something about her. I believe all the things that they said about her, but that's gonna be crazy. I wonder how this is gonna pan out. But hey guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think about Janet not inviting Kristen to these events, about to this big bear trip? And what do you think about Zach not being invited? Do you think he's simply not being invited due to his association with Janet? Anyway, guys, let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on next time. You have a great one. Bye.